C1music.fm, the Familia. It is your host for the evening, Aaron Robinson. You know how we do all day, every day. And we are definitely in the building. It's October 16th, Monday, 9 o'clock. As always, we are streaming live. We're on the live stream call. If you want to join us on the call, 908-316-8630. And if you want to join by computer, go to meetings.dialpad.com/C1 Productions. All right, we in the building. I got a panelist. I got an international panelist today. We got the U.S. represented tonight. We got Kenya represented tonight. We got the Philippines represented tonight. So we gonna get it in. We're gonna definitely get it in. Today, our topic title is My Son Junior. That is today's topic. My Son Junior. How's my panel doing tonight?
Okay.
Good. Everybody's good?
All good. All good.
Great.
Good. All right, let's get it in. My Son Junior. Let's get in with the topic. Here we go. It starts off like this. In the Bible, there are many names given by humans and names given by God. The name given by God is the name that will lead us to God's promises. God changed Abram's name to Abraham, Sarai's name to Sarah, Jacob's to Israel, and Simon's to Peter. Through those names, God gave new beginnings, new hopes, and new blessings. A name is a prayer. Names have meaning because they reveal our identity. Why does the right name matter? Can changing names change your identity? Well, Confucius once said, the beginning of wisdom is to call things by their proper name. A name can also signify status, as in Genesis 11:4, when the people say, "Come, let us build ourselves a city and a tower with its top in the heavens. Let us make a name for ourselves." God scattered the people who built the Tower of Babel because they wanted to make society in their own image, governed by their own standards. They were proud of it and wanted to make their names upheld for themselves. Now, it takes work. It took the work of Jesus on the cross to redeem the fallen nature of human beings. It takes the power of the Holy Spirit to enable us to communicate cross-culturally. In the Old Testament, we see the changing of names for the purpose of cultural assimilation. Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah had to change their Hebrew names to Chaldean names, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. In the New Testament, it was common for a Jew to have two names, one Hebrew and one Greek. In fact, the Apostle Paul never changed his name. Saul was his Hebrew name. Paul was his Greek name. The Bible says, to everyone who conquers, I will give some of the hidden manna, and I will give a white stone, and on the white stone it is written a new name that no one knows but the one who receives it. That is in Revelation 2:17. So the name is very valuable. And that leads us to our story for the night. I want everybody to meet Christine and John. They were married for 3 years and had a bad marriage and ended up getting a divorce. All throughout the marriage, John wanted to try for a son, but Christine kept saying that she didn't want any kids. Their divorce was bad, and John wanted nothing to do with Christine after their divorce. However, about 4 months after their divorce was final, Christine finds out that she was 4 months pregnant, and it was a boy, and it's John's child. John told Christine that if she has the child, he would be in the child's life, but wanted no relationship with her. She went on and gave birth to a son. John didn't want to be there for the birth because of how bad their divorce was. His thinking was that he would see his child and spend some alone time with his son while she was sleeping and recovering. When John finally went up to the hospital to visit, he found out a shocking reveal and the ultimate betrayal. When Christine gave birth to her son, she named her son Christine Jr. with her last name and signed the birth certificate. John was furious, wanted to take her to court, claiming how can she name her son Christine Jr. after her name. But come to find out that there is no rule stating only men can have generational names. The reason behind this is that women traditionally take on the last name of their husbands, eliminating the need for a suffix to differentiate them from another member of their family. While girls can actually be named Junior, or even when we see in the British history, Elizabeth I, Elizabeth II. So the second and third can also be, and beyond is less common. The suffix is usually used to distinguish them from another family member until they are married. So you are great friends with John. What advice would you give him on how to handle the issue of his son, Christine Jr.? And why would you give him the route that you would choose? The floor is yours.
The girl's name.
She named her son after her, Christine Jr.
Yeah, but her son.
Her son.
Did she hate John that much that she just named her son after herself? She wasn't thinking about her son. How detrimental will it be? Him having a female name, but not only that, being the junior of his mother. And you just mentioned about how a name is so important. Is she trying to curse her son to be effeminate?
She said he could be CJ or called Junior. Can you imagine?
Definitely be cheaper.
Can you imagine Edna Jr., Cheyenne Jr., Barbara Jr.,
Not at all.
Shania Jr.?
Although, Aaron,
Yeah.
I have a cousin. His name was Hazel, and to me, that's a lady's name.
Was he a junior?
No, his mom named him Hazel. They were from South Carolina, so I don't know. I guess it's acceptable down there. I don't know. But when I first heard his name, I was like, wow, I had a girlfriend named Hazel. But I never said that to him. We used to call him Hayes.
Okay. Well, what about EJ?
EJ?
For Edna.
Edna Jr.
I would never do that. I would never do that.
But you know,
Never.
I had a patient whose name was not his last name, but Shirley Lucille something, and he was a junior. He was a junior.
So what
that
happened?
means his father I was like, his father does not like him because his father lived all his life with that name, and decided that if he should suffer, so should his son. So I'm like,
Or maybe he was just named after his mother. Yo, believe it or not, and I don't know, Kathy.
why would you name your son?
Hold on. This actually, the reason why this came up, because this is actually a true story that happened. A pastor recently, as of this past weekend, did a baby dedication for a baby who was like 3 weeks old for a young lady who named his son after her. And the father's nowhere in the picture. And I come to find out that in Nigeria, this is a common practice.
Wow.
Now, I don't know if it's just Nigeria only. So, my ladies from Africa.
But it's not here, though.
No, it's not definitely not a Western thing. But the British used to name their children after them.
Females after females, though.
Listen, I get it.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so I don't
Man's after them.
see CJ. I wanna follow you here on this. Caroline Jr. Tell me, what is the advice that you would give John? His son is.
Caroline Jr. would be a girl. It wouldn't be a boy.
What advice would you give John?
what would you?
I would say to John that he should talk to his ex and try to talk to her and
try to talk some sense into her and get the baby's name changed.
Right.
So I would, if I was him, I would fight to get the name changed. If she refuses, I would see what other course I could take to have that name changed. I wouldn't want that for my son to have a girl name, because you talked about just the importance of a name.
I agree.
Right.
But it's not illegal for her to name her son after her.
But it's his son too.
He wasn't there to
He
sign the
could fight-
paperwork.
He could fight to have a part of that.
And he
name
just
her.
did it out of spite because he wouldn't
Right.
acknowledge her or the pregnancy or anything until after the baby was born. So she was just being spiteful.
Yeah.
Okay, so what should he do?
He should try to change it. Find out if he can get a lawyer and
Yeah.
see if
What?
it can be changed. Because
Yeah.
if you think about that, when he goes through school, the teacher is going to call him by that name. Even if the kids call him something else, the teacher is going to say that name, and everybody's going to know.
They're gonna say Christine, Christine, CJ.
Hmm?
They call her Christine instead of Kristen. Christine. You got to switch that up somehow. Christine.
Only if the teacher can figure that out. Because if you see it, you're automatically going to think you have a girl in your class.
Right.
So what about the guys that are named like Lauren?
Lauren,
Because to me, Lauren is a girl name,
a girl name.
but I know a couple of guys that's named Lauren. So let me ask. So is the issue that just a female name, period, or is it that? Do you think his mom was wrong for naming the son after her?
I think she did it out of spite.
It was definitely out of spite, and it's not just a female name; it's the junior part as well.
Yeah. But
That's like a punctuation on the name.
I go with the way you said it, Christine. I would change the sounding. I would change the pronunciation of the name. But if you're a junior, you can't.
No, right.
She messed him up. She messed him up.
Yes, you did. 'Cause you
Yeah.
can't be a junior. You got to say it the way she says it. Yeah, that's messed up.
It is.
I would
I'd
advise
fight to get it changed.
I would advise him to try to talk to her, but also, I mean, if he could talk to some of her friends or even her parents. I mean, even if they don't like him, just the thought of what could possibly happen and how difficult it would be for the grandchild, for the grandson,
Right.
to see if they can kind of talk to her, as they'll have more footing and influence in her life to say, hey, it's not just him, because she might just be in blind rage. I can't stand you. I don't want to hear anything you have to say. But if what you're saying is kind of lining up with some other people, that she actually values their opinion, hopefully she might change it. And he needs to express how it's not just because he doesn't like it, but thinking about their son and what he'll have to go through. It's extra difficulties for no reason. There's enough stuff happening in life. You don't need to add extra layers for no reason.
True.
Okay, so let me rephrase the question then. For all my grandmothers on here, let's start with you, Miss Plummer.
Mm-hmm.
You find out that your grandson is named after his mother. What are you going to do? How is this going to affect you dealing with the grandchild? And
Well,
what role will you play into trying to get his name changed?
Oh, I would definitely try to convince whoever did that to change it. But in the meanwhile, that's not the name I would be calling my grandchild.
What would you be calling him?
What would you call him?
Oh, there's other names. Like I call, like James, there's 3 James in our family. So when he was little, we never called him James. We called him Jimbo. You know? So you can make up a name.
You can't just call him Junior?
No.
Yeah. Depends
No,
on how many
not-
years in your family already.
Hold on, First Lady. Why not know, First Lady?
So I wouldn't call him junior because you're referring to him as the female. As the junior to the female.
I want to say this though. I want to ask because I do want to, Jen. I want to hear from you too on this one. But I want to know because it's like it's not illegal. It's not illegal for what she did. She didn't do anything illegal. So I mean, this would be you just trying to convince the mom to do something about it. I mean, like to change the baby name. Don't you need both parents to be with that?
Agree.
Yeah.
Well, they need both parents to get the first name. The first time she did it.
Well, if you're not around, I mean, she has all the power to
That was dumb of
name
him
the
not
child.
to be there.
It sure was.
Well, I mean, I don't think he would have known that she was going to do something like that. I mean, y'all tell me. But Jen,
Hey, when
Who would have thought?
Miss
people
Evans,
are angry, you know what they do.
your grandchild.
They don't have to name. They don't necessarily name the baby the first soon as it's born.
Well, y'all said she did it out of spite. So if she did it out of spite, she definitely not rushing to change it. And she probably feel proud of the fact that she named her son after her.
If she
might-
think about it, she would change that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jen, J.E., Jennifer Evans, talk to me. Your grandchild, you found out your grandchild was named after the mother, Junior. What are you trying to do? What moves are you making to change the situation?
I mean, there's not too many moves I could do. I talked to her and asked her exactly why. Was it to spite my son? Because it actually hurts her son more than it hurts my son. Because even if they like his first day of school, when no one knows anybody's name, when they call out the roll, and say Christine, and he has to say, Christine Evans Jr. or whatever, and he's got to say present, and everybody like, your name's Christine? That's your name? It's going to every year. It's gonna be, I mean, yeah, because my son doesn't necessarily like his name, and he always tries to change it. He's like, has them call him by his nickname.
So what if he just do that? Tell everybody to call him by his nickname, or shorten it for Chris.
Yeah, but eventually, when it comes to anything legal, when it comes to, I mean, when he grows up passports, when he goes to college, when it comes to awards, walking across the stage for graduation, I don't know. They called one of my daughters doesn't like her middle name, and they called her name, messed the middle name up, but they called all her full name. I mean, because that's your name, to let everybody know this is you. So, I mean, legally, it's standing. It is what it is. So I would say if you did it to spite my son is not, it may hurt him, I don't know, emotionally, but it's going to hurt your son, like mentally and emotionally, and possibly physically if he gets bullied. So, I mean, what is her intention? If their intention is I mean, because some people just don't like their name. I mean, he may like it, he may not like it. Her son, I'm saying, but if it was to spite, her ex, that didn't make any sense. It's hurting her son more than anything.
Yes, and what she's saying is true because, like I said, with my own name, my name really is Carolyn, but because my mom spelled it wrong, Caroline, I had to when I went to get my driver's license and all this legal stuff all through school. Some of my report cards, some things said Caroline, some things said Carolyn, but when it got to be legal, like getting driver's license and getting jobs and getting married, everything like that, they said I had to go with Caroline because I had to go by what's by the legal name. I could no longer be Carolyn.
Yep.
But my school papers and things that I have says, my school ID says Carolyn. Everybody knew me by Carolyn, but as soon as I got where I was getting driver's license and all that kind of stuff, I had to switch it.
So here's my question to you, First Lady. Why couldn't you change the spelling of the name? Why couldn't you just get that changed?
I wasn't paying.
So you expecting Christine to pay, but
They just told me, well, I wasn't. I mean, it wasn't that serious, I guess. Caroline is a girl's name, so.
Right.
All
But
right.
I know a man named Carol.
Carol?
Mm-hmm.
Carol. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
where that.
Carol? Carol?
Mhm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So you think he was named after his mother?
They made the mistake and put an O in it. He was supposed to be called.
Nah, he was Carol.
Yeah.
His mother spelled his name right on that one.
Yeah, but yeah.
All right, so hold on, Mercedes. I'm coming to you, Mercedes. I want to know. So, is there anything that you can do? You live in a different country. I don't know what the rules are there. Is there anything that you can do there, Mercedes, to fix this situation?
I'll be with the ladies earlier. I will try to convince the mother because here in our culture, bullying is really rampant. So the kid will definitely be bullied all those years in school.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would you, Mercedes, though? What would you actually do to try to convince your
Like
ex-daughter-in-law?
I'll tell her to think through it, like take some time so that so that her anger will pass, and then probably she will be able to think through it like the right way, and she will change it.
And if she doesn't, will you just call him CJ or Junior?
Oh, it's terrible.
Junior? You wouldn't call him Junior? Elder Martin, talk to me.
I've been quiet because, see, my name, I got keys a lot in school, so
For
I
what?
don't know.
For what though?
For my name, they call me
Yeah, I'm
Boldy,
saying what
and
they thought it was a what?
a boy name, but the guys
Oh,
would
really?
tease me. Yes.
For
So
Cheyenne?
Cheyenne can go either way.
It was a
Cheyenne.
CHUY. Yes, they did.
Mm.
The guys did.
That seemed more like a girl name than a guy name.
I know. But there's
Wow.
some men are. But some men do have that name, though, in other
Oh,
countries.
Yeah.
okay.
I know.
Yeah.
Women and men with that name.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, so if you know
Well, for
men and
one,
women with the name, then it shouldn't be that big of an issue on that one, right? If it was Cheyenne
that
Jr.?
would be a big deal.
I know, but at that particular time, you got to remember
Yeah.
that was in this, yeah.
And
And I was in North Carolina, so that was different, a little small town, But I'm just speechless because Bobby should do that. He could be called Chris, a nickname Chris, but to me, she was holding a grudge, and she wasn't thinking about her child. She was just thinking about herself. And remember, she didn't want no kid no way, and so to me, she just was out of contact all the way.
So so if she's not willing to change the kid's name, would you just do what Miss Plummer said and just call him a nickname? Would you just say Chris or something instead?
I would call him Chris.
Yeah.
But you would never call him Junior.
No, I wouldn't know. After a woman, we got enough. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Oh man. Shania, what about you? Would you call your son? Would you take the honor in naming your son after your name?
No, Shania Jr. would be weird, especially for a boy. Plus, he'd be bullied at school because children can sometimes be mean.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't
All the
name
time.
him Shania Jr.
All right, cool. So now, if you had a grandchild,
What
you find out.
Carlotta?
I already know Carlotta gonna say no.
I'm not gonna do that. Mm-mm.
I'd be like, well, his name is Carletta, a car in the leather. That's what Carletta always said. No, Carletta said a car. I said, well, it's a boy name because it's a car in the leather.
Oh man.
Carmen said that.
So
Oh
letter
man.
would be his middle name.
No, his first name, Carletta. His name is Carletta. But every time she explains it, she says a car in the letter. So that's what I would say.
I do that
Well,
so people can spell
he
it.
likes cars. I said, well, he likes cars, so he'll like cars, and he writes letters. So that'll work fine.
Oh
Our
man.
letter will be fine.
Kathy, what about you? You and Jenny. Would y'all both accept the situation and just call him a different name? Like, what would y'all do?
For me, I would name my son after me. But here in Kenya, the name Junior is very common, and it's among men. You can go. It's very common, like in schools, public, and I've never had a girl called Junior, but I've heard of males called Junior here in Kenya. So yeah,
But
but I will never call my son
can
that.
a woman name her son after her and call him Junior?
No, I don't think so. They
No?
just named after the grandmother's grandfather, but not after the parents.
Because I heard in Nigeria this is what they do. Like it's common in Nigeria to be named after your mother.
Maybe I don't know about that.
Jenny, what about you, Jenny? If your son came home and he told you that he got his wife pregnant and they had a divorce and she named the child after her name, but named her son Junior after her name, what would you do, Jenny? What would be your reaction?
I would really be upset because that's not a nice thing to do. She wasn't thinking straight. She wasn't thinking about the future of the child, and it was kind of selfish for her to name the child after her. Um, but I would probably just, if that's her decision, I can't do anything about it anymore. Then I probably just call the son some nickname that he'd get used to, and the people around us would get used to, and would call the son by it often. And then when like here in the Philippines, um, we can do a name change when the child is of legal age already,
But
but
he would have already
it's a long process.
he would have already been a grown up by that time, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, meanwhile, he can take karate.
Oh wow.
I didn't get that one. Oh, you talking about for defending himself?
He's gonna know how to defend
Yeah,
himself.
yeah.
He's gonna know how to defend himself.
Defend himself from the bullies. Yes, that's right.
You have to take something. You're gonna have to know how to defend himself some kind of way.
Now, Kathy and Shania, is the laws different in your country? Can y'all do something about it, or y'all have to probably wait till the kid gets old enough to be able to change his name on his own?
I think it's possible to change the child's name. You just have to go through some process.
Now, will both of the parents have to be involved in it?
Yeah.
So what if the one of the parents don't want the name to be changed?
Then they can't go through it.
You can't go through it?
They have both parties must agree.
I have a friend who was able to change her name because she didn't like her name in the first place, but she was able to do it when she was old enough, when she was already of legal age, and the parents have no say about it anymore because she no longer has her parents around. So I guess that's possible.
Yeah, but your parents. You an adult now, so obviously you could change your name. But all throughout your childhood, people know you as. If you go to school, if I see you years later and you change your name, I'm still gonna call you Christine.
Yeah, somebody gonna call you out. Hey, Christine.
Yes.
Especially on social media, they're like, "Oh, you changed your name? You still Christine."
Right. That's what
I do want to ask a
I'm sorry
question
what your
though.
mama named you.
What about the wasn't one of the Kardashian kid girls son name was Wolf, and they was changing his name because they said he didn't act like, or his name didn't fit him. But wouldn't you hope not
Right?
that his name wouldn't fit him?
Wolf.
Say Wolf, but they changing his name to something else. I don't know. I forgot. I don't know what it was, but I just thought that was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, why would you name him Wolf anyway?
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy.
So let me ask this question because one of the things that Jenny said, her reaction was that it was selfish for the woman, Christine, to do what she did. Now I'm asking this question because Christine maybe it was selfishness. Maybe she really want her son to be named after her. Is it selfish when men want their son to be named after them?
No.
No.
But if it depends, well, yeah. But if they got a
Hold on.
whack
So you
name,
saying
then,
yeah
I
or
mean,
no? You saying yeah it is or no it isn't? Because a lot of people said no, and then you saying
Well, I
yeah
don't know. I think it is selfish. You know, it's an ego thing. But
for
you
men.
can't do that with women. Yes.
So you saying it's wrong for men to want to have their son named after them?
No, it's not wrong, but I'm just saying, it's there, you know, it's
Well,
an
not,
ego
all
trip.
right. Let's not say wrong. Selfish. I'm gonna go with the word selfish.
Okay, that could be true.
So,
Especially
Because
if it's something that somebody wouldn't want.
Because First Lady brought out something about for folks, it's a way out name. Because there are some names that the males have that is not really good either. You know.
yeah. I mean, that's why his name is Aaron.
what? You lost me
I
on that.
understand.
Oh,
Open up a can of worms.
yeah, you messed me up on that one. Say that again. That's why my name is Aaron.
I said your name is Aaron.
I know. What was the point you was proving on that one?
Because I didn't like the name, so and I didn't want the name. So I'm saying
Huh?
you don't have to be a junior.
You didn't like? Oh, you mean you didn't like my pop's name?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
because
I
you said
named
you didn't
Aaron.
like the name, like you didn't like my name Aaron, so you called me. You
Oh
named me
no,
Aaron.
no, no.
That's
but
what I was
wouldn't
getting
name
from
you
that.
Aaron. No.
Gotcha.
I'm saying so if you don't like the name, then you wouldn't be a junior.
So who has the power to make that decision? You?
Well, we both agreed.
So what happens when y'all can't agree on the name?
I didn't have that issue.
Has anybody on this call had an issue with naming their child?
Your name is I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't have an issue. You
Go ahead,
did?
Jenny. You said you did, Jenny.
What name?
Yeah.
So tell us. Talk to me.
Yeah, we couldn't agree on our first child, our first daughter's name. He wanted her named Abigail, but it kind of reminded me of somebody. So I said, let's just take the Gail and then put another first name. Uh, yeah. So we named her Angela Gale, and then on our
Okay.
second daughter, she wanted it to be again Abigail. Okay, we already named our first child Angela Gale. There's the Gale in there. So for the second one, we just call her Abby. And let's just call her Abby Gabriel. So Abby's still there. You wanted it there. So yeah. And then people get confused. Sometimes they call one of our daughters Abigail. No, it's just Abby. The other one is Gail. Yeah. So that thing. And
Wow,
then
that's
That
deep.
was a good idea though. The Abby. Probably should have named the first one Abby, and the second one Gail. Then you got your Abigail.
Yeah,
he was
I
pushing
think.
for it.
Now, do you think that's way too much? Is he being? Do y'all think that he was being selfish on that to get his name? He had to name both his kids.
No, we just made a compromise.
Yeah.
So we came to an agreement. Yeah.
I think that's
We both agreed on it. Yeah.
I think that's going too far for me. I just like, yo,
Why? I think
I
that's
mean,
good.
it's nice that to me on the first one, if I compromise, cool. But then if I'm pushing for it again on the second child, it's like, yo,
Okay,
bro, you wilding a little bit, bro.
I need to look through your phone. I'm just
Ah,
joking.
ah,
I'm just joking.
ah, oh
Oh,
man,
right?
Oh, that's messed up.
oh man, that's an inside joke. I wasn't knowing that.
Mm.
Oh man. All right, so everybody is saying that they will push for the son to get his name changed. Will any of y'all contribute to paying for it to get changed if if y'all was able to convince the mom to change it, but she didn't have the funds to do so?
I would help
I
out.
would. I would. I would
I
help.
would.
Yeah, I would too.
Would y'all cover the cost, period, or would you just
Well, how
have?
much it cost?
I don't know.
You're right.
Yeah.
Does the price matter?
Well, I might be able to afford it.
Say that again, First Lady.
Yeah, I said I had to be able to afford it. I'm not gonna break the bank, so yeah. I mean,
Gotcha. But so everybody is in agreement that they would try to do whatever they can to
I would
change the
help.
name and
Yeah.
help out or whatever.
Yeah.
Totally. Totally.
All right. Now I have one last question, and then I'm gonna get to my Bible story. Does anybody have a name that they feel like they know what the name means, or they feel like they were named for a particular reason? There's a significant reason why your name is your name, or know what their name means.
Yeah, we looked up our names for our accountability class
How long ago was this?
last month and the month before.
That's right.
Okay, so
Yeah.
does anybody know?
I forgot what mine. It was good though. Mine's what was mine?
Now,
I
now,
forgot.
did you use Carolyn or Caroline?
I used them both, and they were and they were they were the same.
Okay. Anybody else know their names or know
Yeah.
why they was called their names?
My name meant foreigner.
Foreigner. Is there any significance to that name?
No, the girl next door, where my parents lived, they liked her name, so they gave it to me.
So they choose the foreigner to name you after.
They didn't know what it meant.
I'm just being funny. Anybody else know the meaning of the name or why they were named what they were named?
Okay, I
So
just
my
looked mine up. It meant growth and strength and independence.
Growth, strength, and independence. Okay. Shania, what about you? You said you was about to say something?
my middle name is a traditional name. It means I was born on a rainy season.
You say your middle name or your first name?
My middle name.
You talking about
It's a
your first
traditional
name?
name. My first name, I was named after Shania Twain, I guess. My mom used to love her songs.
So your name after a singer?
Yeah,
Shania Twain.
but not Shania pronunciation, but Shania.
How is pronounced?
Shania.
Shania. Yeah.
Shania.
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 There you go.
Yeah.
Shania.
Anybody
Okay.
else? Anybody else know the name?
Me, I am named after my grandmother on my father's side, and I really hate it. Mercedes.
That's why you like going with Mers?
Yeah,
I
I
actually like
hate it.
Mercedes better than Mers though.
No, here in the
Mercedes.
Philippines, it's
What
different.
does it mean? What does it mean?
What
I
does
don't
Mercedes?
know. No, I don't even know, but they just
Let me
named
see.
me after my grandmother.
And you like Mers better than Mercedes. I like Mercedes way better than Mers.
Well, I was bullied because of that.
Because of Mercedes?
Yeah, it sounds like an old name here in the Philippines.
It means
Yeah.
mercy.
See? Penny
Oh,
is
no,
laughing.
that's good, though. It means mercy. Mercy's price paid, wages. So
Okay.
that's good.
Okay, Mercy.
Charitable. As a feminine name, Mercedes reveals a more humble, charitable nature than the luxury styles. That's nice. I think that's good.
Is it true about you,
Christ
Mercedes?
paid. Christ
I
paid.
don't
It's like
know.
Christ paid. Jesus paid it all. Jesus paid the price. So it's saying price. It
Mercy.
means Christ paid.
Okay. That
Oh, that's
sounds
nice.
nice. But
So
Yeah,
now,
that
here in the
so now
sounds
you
good.
like
Philippines,
it now, huh?
no,
Yeah, I would keep that. I would go, but that sounds nice.
Oh man,
everything that I experienced during the elementary days,
It means
it's all
humble.
bullying.
You paid it all, man. There you go. You did it for
Yeah,
Christ.
right.
No, it's Christ. Christ paid it all. So that's recognizing Christ paid it all.
That's what I'm saying. She was a representation of it. She had to endure.
Good to know. At least I
That
learned.
Christ, paid for it. Like, yeah, that's cool.
All right, Kathy or Jenny, Jennifer, Elder.
Yeah.
Jennifer, what's
Um.
your name mean?
Such a common name. I didn't even have to look it up, but it sounded nice. So okay.
Well,
There's two Jennifers on here, so
oh,
Yeah.
two Jennifer?
yeah. Do you know the name of Jennifer? Or do Jennifer know their names? What it means?
No, I don't.
Yeah. It's like white wave, like a white woman, like a fair complected, like someone with light skinned, fair complexion.
What? That's what Jennifer means?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was way off on that one.
Yeah.
We laugh when she told us things wrong. When she told us in accountability, we laugh.
That's why she was holding out from saying anything.
Yeah, you didn't see. Yeah, I was not.
I'll call you out on that one.
All right, Kathy, Sister
yes.
Edna, Elder.
Diana, you know
Okay.
yours?
Oh,
Okay.
when I was born, my mom gave me the name Barbara, but since I was a Catholic, they say that that's not a Christian name. So I was given the name Catherine, and that's how
Look, what?
they refuse to
Catherine.
accept that.
But your real name is
Yeah,
Barbara, right?
yeah, but they say that's
So
not
you're
a
a foreigner
Christian
as
name.
well.
So
It's not a Christian name,
yeah,
a foreigner.
yeah, they said it's not a Christian name, so I have to take the name Catherine. So I had to take that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Sister Edna, do you know yours?
No, I don't know what it means, but my dad wanted to name me after my mother.
Well, I'm going to look you up.
You're gonna look her up. You're about to get looked up right now. And while we at it, Elder, do you know yours?
Well, I don't like it. It says red talker or people of different speech. That's the Indian name. People in Dakota. Yeah.
Okay. You said so it's an Indian name.
Okay.
Yes, and it says meaning red, R-E-D, talkers or people of different speech.
Gotcha. So is red your favorite color?
You know it is.
There you go.
One of them.
See? You was named what?
I was looking up Etna. What her name means what now? Diane means what?
You said red of a different color, right?
Yeah, red, R-E-D, talkers.
Yeah.
Or people of different speech.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the Indians.
So Etna means renewer, delight, rejuvenation.
All right.
Your baby Etna is destined to be an absolute. It says your baby Etna is destined to be an absolute delight.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
It is a biblical name derived from the Hebrew Ad-ha, used in something, book of Tobit.
Yeah. And then won't he do it?
Praise him. Yes, he will.
All right, real quick. I just want to, because we got 10 minutes left, around 10 minutes. So I just want to bring up our Bible scripture real quick. Genesis chapter 32. I'm going to read from 22 to 32. I'm reading from the NCV version. And this is an interesting. So Genesis chapter 32, verse 22 to 32. If y'all want to follow along. Real quick.
32, 22 to 32.
Yep. Genesis 32, verse 22.
Okay.
Jacob wrestles with God. Interesting fact I'm going to put out on this one. During the night, verse 22, during the night, Jacob rose and crossed the Jabbok River. At the crossing, taking with him his 2 wives, his 2 slave girls, his 11 sons. He sent his family and everything he had across the river. So Jacob was alone. And a man came and wrestled with him until the sun came up. When the man saw he could not defeat Jacob, he struck Jacob's hip and put it out of joint. Then he said to Jacob, "Let me go. The sun is coming up." But Jacob said, "I will let you go if you will bless me." The man said to him, "What is your name?" And he said, "Jacob." Then the man said, you will no longer be Jacob. Your name will now be Israel, because you have wrestled with God and with people, and you have won. Then Jacob asked him, "Please tell me your name." But the man said, "Why do you ask my name?" Then he blessed Jacob there. Verse 30, so Jacob named the place Peniel, saying, "I have seen God's face to face, but my life was saved." Then the sun rose as he was leaving that place, and Jacob was limping because of his leg. So even today, the people of Israel do not eat the muscle that is on the hip joint of animals, because Jacob was touched there. So here's the interesting thing out of all of this. So I know that everybody knows that the country today, as we know, Israel, is fighting a war in Gaza over the name Palestine. Now, the name Israel and Palestine are actually associated together. At some point in time in history, it was named Israel, and then it was also named Palestine. But here's the funny thing about it. The name comes from a pro-Semitic word, which is albeit. Palestine, Palestis. It's a Greek word, and the Greek word stands for wrestler, rival, or adversary, which has the same meaning as the Hebrew word Israel. When the person found the land, when the Muslim people or whatever, when they came into the river and the Arabs came and started going into the land, because Jewish people were already there, the guy named it the people that wrestle. So he named it Palestine because of that word, which also means Israel. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. That it also means rival and adversary as well. The meaning of names is so important. Mm-hmm. I'm going to end this podcast with these 6 reasons why names are important in the Bible. 1, a biblical name could record the same aspects of a person's birth. 2, biblical names sometimes express the parent's reaction to the birth of their child. 3, biblical names were sometimes used to secure the solidarity of family ties. 4, biblical names could be used to communicate God's message. 5, biblical names were also used to establish an affiliation with God. And number 6, biblical names are given to establish authority over another or to indicate a new beginning or a new direction in a person's life. So if you change your name at the age of 18 or any time after, you had to be very, 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 very intentional with your name, because it means a new direction in your life. Any questions, any concerns, anything y'all want to say about this particular topic? Did y'all find it interesting?
What was number 6, Aaron?
Number 6, biblical names are given to establish authority over another or to indicate a new beginning or a new direction in a person's life.
Okay, thank you.
So with that being said, all of y'all saying that if your son's ex-wife named their child after their son, after their own name, because this is actually a true story. Like I said, this came up because I actually seen and witnessed the pastor. The baby was only like 2 to 3 months old, and the pastor was blessing this child. That name was Junior after his mother. And this was in the U.S.
Oh, that's something.
That is
different.
And it was a big mega church that this was happening at.
Oh, wow. So everybody knows.
And her family was gathered around. There was like 20 deep in there on stage while this blessing was being prayed for at the christening. Any comments?
So did the family agreed with her?
I mean, to a certain degree, what can you do if she wants to name her son? Well, she want to name. I mean, like, as much as you can disagree with it, you're not going to be there for your child, your grandchild.
You have to be.
The mom looked happy. She was excited that everything was taking place.
I'm sure she was.
And she got a junior.
Her mission was completed.
Yeah.
But now the kid has to go through his life.
If her family was supportive of that.
That's what I was saying.
That name change. I wonder how they felt about it. I mean, definitely they would still go to the baby dedication, but I wonder how they felt about what she was doing. Because even after that, you could still fight to get the baby's name changed.
Well, to be honest, this young lady is, I want to say, semi-famous. She is a YouTuber / Instagrammer, and she was dating some, I don't even know if you want to call him wannabe thug guy, who they broke up and he didn't want nothing else to do with her.
Did she really name her son because of spite?
I don't know. I don't know. To be honest with you, I wouldn't. I just made up my story based off of the facts that I've seen and everything.
That's crazy.
That is sad.
But she really named her son after her name, and I'm gonna find a name for y'all. I forgot who she is. Her name is Christioli, something like that. She is the girlfriend, or was the girlfriend, of this guy named Blueface.
Blueface?
Yeah, that's his name.
What kind of face? Blue?
Blueface.
That's his nickname, right?
Oh,
yeah, that's his nickname, I guess.
Blueface.
Her name is Krishan. Krishan.
That
sounds better. That sounds better than Christine.
Yeah,
Christine was what I made up.
That sounds like a boy's name, Krishan.
Yeah, Krishan. Yeah.
I could live with that.
I could live with that too.
So now y'all cool with it? That's what y'all saying?
If that's
I'm cool. I'm cool with it if that's her name, Krishan.
Yeah.
I can go with that, but not Christine.
No, definitely
Krishan,
not
I can go with that.
Yeah, that sounds good. I like that.
Y'all shut out, man.
Well, Krishan sounds better than Christine, but the junior part, that
the junior part is where it's
Junior gotta go. Junior gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah, her name is I think her name is Krishan Rock or something like that. Y'all can look her up on your own. I'm not trying to give her no. She's a weird chick, so I don't want to give her no shine on this podcast.
It looks like she did it. It looks like she did it out of spite because now she's gonna. It looks like she's deciding to change the name to his father's.
Oh, she is. I hope not Bluehead or whatever it was. Blue what? What is it? Blue.
Yeah, she just got the baby dedicated like 2 weeks ago.
It says she's considering changing his name. It's Jonathan Jamal Porter. Jr.
Okay, that's not bad. No, that's good.
It was Krishan Malone Jr.
That's our FBI agent Jennifer Evans. She will find anything.
Right?
Good work.
Yeah, she's crazy
I'm
though.
glad somebody got through to her.
Got what?
I'm glad somebody got through to her.
Yes.
Well, she didn't change it yet. Trust me, she's a weird chick though.
She sound weird.
Yeah, I mean, y'all can look her up if y'all want, but she definitely named her son. No offense to whoever would decide to do that, but you are weird if you name your son Krishan Jr. after the mother.
I've never even heard of nothing like that.
Well, it happens, and it's not a Western culture, but my ladies from Africa said, nah, it's not happening in Africa, but I know Nigeria is definitely a place where it does happen. When I looked it up, because I was like, yo, is this illegal? Is this legal? And when I looked it up, it definitely is legal. And it definitely happens in.
Glad she has a change of heart. I'm happy for her kid.
She wishy-washy, man. I'm not sure if she's going to officially change it. We'll see.
Well, keep us posted.
I won't.
We'll pray about it. We'll pray about it. No, I wouldn't want the kid to have to suffer through school all those
I just said Krishan ain't that bad, though.
No, it's not. I
But
think
if
I'm
you know
still
his mother's name is that, and it's a junior, that's a different story.
Yeah, with that being said, yeah, it is 10 o'clock. I appreciate everybody's input tonight. I hope my son Junior was a good topic. Something interesting, something different.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yes.
As our pastor always said at our church, be safe, be blessed, be well. I want to say thank y'all for listening. And everyone on this call, have a good night. Everybody's listening on the podcast, have a good night. Enjoy yourselves.
You too, sir. God bless.
God bless.
God bless. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.